some famous snakes.
What do we have here? We have dominant woman, submissive man. So these people are like, they analyze body language and stuff and try to like read the tea leaves of how people like pose in photos because it's like secret messages everywhere.
Right.
I feel like if you have to assume that there's a secret message encoded in all media, there's probably not.
I think there's like just when you have a instinct to a certain worldview, or you want your like assumptions to be comforting, you just make up pretend funny science. Also, it's very funny to me that it looks like British is one of the pieces that they've A$AP Rocky, soft-faced British.
Okay.
That's the biggest flaw.
So
It's red.
So the normal cover is just, you know, a family, and it says Rihanna Reborn, the superstar on Parenthood, A$AP Rocky, and the mother of all comebacks. And they're analyzing this. So they're saying she has a hard face. She has her shoulder back. She has her chest out. Okay.
Yeah.
Strong, dominant, masculine woman.
Okay.
She is the leader.
You know
this
who
is
always
just
says
a
that?
pose. It's just a pose, dude. They're doing a photo shoot on a beach.
Yeah, it's just blocking. It's like interesting.
Yeah, you make your poses dynamic and interesting.
It's a cover called Rihanna Reborn, and she's in the background holding a baby while A$AP Rocky walks.
Far
that
off in the back in the water. And
that
it's
would.
just A$AP
Oh my
Rocky.
god. And so
He is the follower. Yeah, for this cover.
yeah. So A$AP has a soft face, which is true. He's a beautiful man.
Nice compliment.
pretty.
Yeah. The
Happy
baby
face?
I love that they did it to the baby.
They
too.
did it
No
to
one's
the
safe.
baby.
Submissive baby.
Yeah, submissive baby. Cock shape.
Beta baby.
Beta baby.
So Rihanna's hand and A$AP's hand happen to kind of be covering A$AP Rocky's junk region.
Right.
And so they say he's cock shamed.
Cock shame.
And there
Because
is
his dick is not hanging out on the cover of Vogue.
Yeah.
there is literally no other location that it would be normal to hold hands while walking at that distance.
Yeah.
Yeah, high five.
Yeah, it
I
doesn't
love
make
my
any
baby.
sense.
But then if they did that, it would still be like beta. It would be like reaching for female or something.
Oh,
like
yeah,
it'd be,
yeah, yeah.
they'd still find a way to make it like.
Aspiring, but too family.
yeah, reaching for female.
Yeah, they would
Too
still find a way.
soy.
Also, slouching. He's holding a baby. He's focusing on so many things.
Like supporting a head.
They're like, stand up straight and be masculine with your baby, A$AP Rocky.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's whispering the left agenda into the ear of the baby.
He's doing like one of those bodybuilder poses at like Mr. Universe.
Bouncing the baby on his head.
Also, how is shoulders back is not mask coded to me?
Shoulders back.
The fact that she's like shoulders back, like
Yeah.
a guy.
Right.
You know how they do?
Also,
yeah, with their
what-
shoulders
And the
back.
girl's always slumping forward
Why
like
did they-
Quasimodo.
Why did they draw lines? I don't understand. Like, they're all the same diagonal line, and then some of them are dotted.
Well,
Yeah,
I've seen
go.
I've seen the line stuff before, where it's like if there's a picture of like a man and a woman couple, and the man is like towards the woman, it's like this is the weak person in the relationship. This person who's like that is the strong one. So that's what they're doing with the lines. But I feel like they've gotten lost somewhere because they're just typing things that they hate.
Listen, that line, no correlation to what she's doing
Right.
at all. Doesn't follow her body shape. She's standing very straight with a leg
You could
curved.
literally draw this line also.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
She looks like a Stussy S.
Yeah.
So much more than what they have.
So, I mean, but luckily for us, we don't have to imagine what they mean because they've explained themselves.
Okay, good.
Does Rihanna look happy in this photo? When a woman is forced to be in charge, she is forced to take on the dominant masculine role. She is forced to suppress her nurturing, submissive feminine essence. She is forced to go against her nature. This is why Rihanna is not smiling.
Not like there was a person behind the camera being like, do this face.
Yeah,
do
making
that.
directions.
Yeah.
Give us hard face.
Face isn't hard enough.
They're
Can
like,
you make a baby's face harder?
Oh, it's a soft head.
Think about how you've lost all of your feminine nurturing energy. Suppress it. Suppress your submissive feminine essence.
Yeah, dude, tell me you've never seen Rihanna, by the way. Tell me you've never seen Rihanna without telling me, because it's like, this is the face she does.
Yeah,
Right.
This is the closest to her, every image for her brand or every image for
Every music video,
concert,
you know?
Yeah.
or a makeup is that. It's good.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, they've done it again.
Hard face.
Dude, pussy face. Pussy facing the world.
Just a woman not standing in profile.
Facing the world.
Hog shame again. That's so fun. That's just standing behind.
This person is very bad at reading emotions. They say this is a sad face, which it is not.
That's a hard face. His is a hard face.
Yeah, this is a hard face.
Yeah, you can't win.
Yeah, and then again, does she look happy in this photo? Yeah, actually, I would say she does.
It's so funny that if you're just behind someone, your cock is getting shamed. Like, if you're just in line at the grocery store, you're like, dude,
The person at the
cock
back is
shame.
being
Cock shame.
so. The cashier can't even see my balls.
Her pussy's facing the world.
Excuse me, ma'am. Can you 180 degrees, please?
Turn around.
Yeah, about face to the world.
You're making my face sad.
Why did they draw a triangle around her area?
It's like Illuminati stuff, I think.
Like they introduced the
come?
triangle. They're not like finding a triangle naturally there. They
Pussy
just put
facing
it there.
Well, that's what pussies look like. That's what cocks look like.
It's just like a football
An
play.
X.
It's like X's and O's. Like, all right,
if
so
I
we're
would
gonna be
have
not
my-
smiling, and then we're gonna start by not touching him and standing straight.
Dude,
Also
she should
heavy-
be touching him backwards.
Heavy makeup is funny because like she has like a multi-million-dollar like makeup company.
Billion-dollar
billion
even.
like
Yeah.
yeah, she has a very successful makeup brand, so it makes sense for her to be wearing heavy makeup. You think?
What is?
Yeah.
Why is short skirt even referenced?
Yeah, like if that's the thing that's crazy. It's like wouldn't as a dude, isn't that like what you want to see, right?
What was and like what's the?
These
if-
guys are like, they're probably foaming at the mouth. And it's like, don't wear that.
And
stuff.
implicitly, it's still always just like this, and she's robbing men of their gender role, etc.
Right.
Is short skirt part of that? That's robbing you of traditional masculine gender role?
Yeah.
It's
Men
all
used to be able to wear
bullshit, but like
skirts.
that's not. It's like when you see those memes posted where it's just like a trans woman in a men's bathroom at the urinal or something, and they're like, this is what they want. Like, that's what you
That's
want.
what you want.
That's
yeah,
the thing
yeah.
you like.
That's the thing you're.
What are
that's
you
the thing
talking
you're yelling about.
It's
That's
like,
what
look,
you
she's
want.
wearing a skirt and I don't like that. Yeah, scary.
Yeah, you
I'm
like
facing
that.
the world.
I do believe that they've explained the lines here. The green lines are about love.
Huh?
The green lines are about a woman connecting with her soft feminine essence. They love that phrase.
Yeah.
And attracting a man who is connected to his strong masculine essence. How can a woman admire a submissive man? She can't. She admires a strong man who can protect her.
The thought bubbles they added. To like that proves they're right.
Dude, the muscle emoji at the end or something.
You can also
He's so
find
strong.
probably the same photo of like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Does he
They
think
just
they're doing this all the time?
Yeah.
He's just like tracking alongside.
never standing up straight. Like some little goblin always just like leaning towards their man.
Yeah. Like a worm tongue influencing him as they walk around.
Yeah.
You should stand up straight.
Yeah.
So you
Like-
can't look like a model and not have a hard face. Like, dude.
Yeah.
It's a striking
These are
face.
adorable photos.
God, his teeth are so good. His teeth are like the reverse of Steve Harvey's mustache.
He is so pretty. And he's always like, that's kind of his brand, is that he's very beautiful and attractive.
Yeah,
But
he's-
also like a cool, hard rapper, hard face.
Oh
Right.
my gosh, yeah, that's like the same shit.
Yeah. What?
Dude. What did you say? Huh?
This
Would
is
I say that ASAP's like you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah, sure.
Can you write it down?
Seems like you really want me to say it. So
Should you be
like,
willing to message that
so,
to me?
yeah.
My dad, maybe.
Yeah, message your dad that
Yeah.
you remind me of ASAP.
I think he'd like that.
all right. Someone else has to read this one.
Some people are saying Rihanna and Rocky are fine. Some people were also saying Will and Jada are fine. Will and Jada were not fine.
They weren't.
Just because someone has money and fame doesn't mean they can't be suffering emotional problems or worse. Don't be so flippant and callous.
Or worse. dead.
Okay, so she's not smiling, pussy facing the world again.
Cock shame. Never cross your legs for. Oh, sorry.
No, dude.
Oh, the laptop.
This is
Ugly sneakers. They're just flaming them now.
They're so catty.
Ugly sneakers.
Out of season.
Yeah. Bad hairline.
yeah, bad hairline. Yeah.
Leaning
Poorly
into her.
hemmed jeans.
Not leaning, legs open. Also, like, what? Isn't the world all around us? So where can your pussy go? You're facing hell.
I
The core of the earth.
Sounds like you can't identify 360 pussy. Because I know one when I see one, and it's facing the world.
Sorry, I've been like
facing the
crossing my
world.
legs the whole fucking episode.
Yeah,
I need to
dude, you
stop.
better-
Cock shame.
Yeah,
pussy
cock-
facing the world.
Stop. no. Leaning towards him.
Sorry, we have the. Dude, you can make the same lines in The Last Supper. Like leaning towards masked Jesus.
Yeah.
You could pick any photo and do that to anything. It's just so arbitrary.
It's just
Yeah.
a boring image if there's like no contrast. Just
Yeah.
two people standing straight on a red carpet.
Also, when someone is taking a photo of someone and you're like next to them, you like lean in. You know what I mean? Oh,
Right.
can I get a photo, you guys? Oh, for sure. And then
Right.
boom, got your ass.
Right,
Your
yeah.
ass is leaning.
Time to do the podcast.
yeah, wait. Hey, can I get a photo, you guys?
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm gonna start doing that whenever I get like pictures with fans and stuff. I'm gonna start writing the lines on the pictures.
Straight. Cock to the world.
Yeah, I gotta make sure my cock is to the world.
Oh, excuse me, could I make sure?
Sorry, can you send me that? I gotta write some lines. on
Yeah.
it.
Zoom out a little bit. I want to make
Yeah.
Make sure my cock is facing the world, please.
the world. Everybody.
Here's the bad podcast of the week segment, which Jacob has graciously pulled one. So I have no idea what this is going to be. So yeah, the bad podcast of the week. They're everywhere.
Day is 6 a.m. to noon, and I'm not crazy. You're crazy for thinking it takes 24 hours, just like some dude in a cave did 300 years ago. My second day starts at noon and goes till 6 p.m. That's day 2. And then the next day is 6 p.m. to midnight. What I've done now is I have changed and manipulated time. I now get 21 days a week. Stack that up over a month, I'm gonna kick your butt. Stack it up over a year, you're toast. Stack it up over 5 years, my entire life is different than it would have been otherwise.
We lost him. He's gone.
It's not, is it?
It's
not. It's not more days.
it's not more. I think
It's just not. More
it's not more days is the thing.
That is deranged. That's crazy. What do you mean?
Wait, his day starts at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
and then
Ends at noon.
and then that's day 1.
But it's not.
Day 2 is noon to 6 p.m.
Right.
And then 6 p.m. to midnight is day 3.
Okay. But then I guess the third day is 12 hours long because then you sleep and you wake up. Right?
No, he only sleeps 6 hours a day. That's all he needs.
Well, I guess he sleeps. He sleeps for a full day every. That's kind of depressing.
Yeah.
Every 4th day he sleeps the whole thing.
Right.
That is, that's parody level.
That's what you need to do to be successful.
No, my days can beat yours because they're longer,
Yeah.
and I sleep 8 hours. My days are way better.
And I'm fine.
I get to game out,
Who's
loser.
this guy? I don't even know
Is
what
this a
his name
fakie?
is.
Do we think it's a fakie pod? Like just a shot of a guy?
It's definitely looks like a talk.
The podcast is real. The guy is kind of sketchy.
I mean, who could have guessed?
My day is 6 a.m. to noon, and I'm not crazy. You're crazy.
These guys always, the really wonky ones, like the really mental ones, always look like professional wrestlers. Like, am I
Yeah,
crazy?
they do.
Always look like, he looks like the Undertaker, and I love the Undertaker. But
Yeah.
he looks like him.
Also, don't lead with "and I'm not crazy." You are already responding. No one said that, and I'm not crazy. Yeah.
He should be lifting someone up by their neck while he
Yeah,
says it.
and I'm not crazy. Yeah, if you put him in like the Magneto outfit, it just feels like it works.
Charles,
Yeah.
I'm not
In
crazy,
his
Charles.
Instagram, he
Yeah.
lists himself as top 5 speaker in the world.
Is
Speaker.
okay, whoa. What is his Instagram?
Well, he just has really good
It's
speakers.
Ed Milet.
Oh,
What? Ed,
Right, you said that. Ed
Or
Milet.
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 EDMYLET.
Ed Milet. No, you wrote it, Jacob, in the thing. Thank
You're
you.
a fan, I think. I guess.
Yeah, so you'll see I follow.
What was the channel? Laws of Wealth.
All right, Ed Milet,
I'm
entrepreneur.
going to start describing my week in terms of the episodes.
Why does this?
So I have a 2-day week.
Why does he kind of look like a Joe Rogan variant?
Oh yeah, dude. They're just like a different rare candy.
It's like Universe 3 Joe Rogan.
you give them rare candy, and then you can choose which element you want them to use.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this guy's looking more and more like Joe Rogan the more He looks like Joe Rogan ate Nick Lachey.
Yeah, Fear Factor crossover.
Yeah.
What's that? What? He's getting bigger.
Oh, and he looks like Dr. Phil here.
Yeah,
Unless that is
the background
Dr.
is
Phil.
contributing, I think.
Oh, what the hell?
Why is in every Oh, hang on. Is that him in a boxing?
No shot.
Rats. That's not him. Okay. It's not him in a boxing match.
Okay. So
Is he using that thick neck product that like Joe Rogan? You seen that photo where he's like stretching against the resistance band that's on his head to build neck,
gotta build neck.
become the throat goat?
Oh, he's got a Twitter. Okay, so as someone who, I mean, I don't post my own tweets very often. I think I've done it before though.
Yeah, they suck. Yeah, you don't want to give them exposure.
Right, but this type of guy, when you post, if you post a shit post, I'm with it. I love following Instagram accounts that post tweet shit posts. But if you're posting your own inspirational quotes, I don't know, man.
Yeah, especially without like, I can maybe get behind actual interesting photo or selfie, Twitter post. Another interesting photo, Twitter post, like a little bit of spice and flavor.
Yeah.
Are these single posts or are these galleries of his tweets?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, this one has an arrow, so I assume it's a gallery, but it doesn't show.
Wait, that one on the top left did numbies.
Can I just show that this is like Bob Marley, Steph Curry fusion?
Oh yeah, plus Johnny Depp.
Oh yeah, what's happening?
Depp drip.
Oh yeah, he's doing numbers, dude.
And what was the like? Oh, 31,364 likes. One of them. Do I sound like him? One of the most insidious. Wait, what does it say? One of the most insidious forms of child neglect is a parent who doesn't chase their dreams and. Wait. Is a parent that doesn't chase.
Yeah, so
their
if you're a parent who's not chasing your dreams and potential, that's neglecting your child.
Yeah.
By not having 21 days a week, that's child neglect.
By not like educating a child that there's 21 days a week
Yeah.
and breaking their brain.
Yeah, my child is failing his time class. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Time class?
Welcome to time class.
All right, wait. So there's this rule. There's 30 minutes.
My morning routines are really detailed. I get up and I hydrate. The second thing I do every morning is I do something cold. So whether that's I jump in the ocean, because now I live in the ocean, but in those days it was taking a cold shower or splash. Sir?
Hold on. Hold on.
He let the mask slip for a second. He's like, oh, but I'm not an Atlantean.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Sorry. No, I jump in the ocean because I live underwater. I mean,
I'm not a fish that became a man.
No.
I was not cursed by a witch.
Why does he look like he has a buzz cut that's slicked back?
How do you even do that, dude?
How do you do that?
Yeah, he's got that. I think you should leave.
His
slick.
morning routine for each of the days with him.
Yeah,
in the ocean,
You're not allowed to talk about the morning. He's not allowed to talk about the phases of a day.
The morning is 2 hours long.
Yeah.
Your morning is like an hour and a half.
Dude, the best time of the day is 6 p.m. sunrise. When I get out of the ocean where I live and walk onto land,
Yeah, I
like
spend one of my-
the first land-dwelling creatures.
I spent one of my 3 days in the ocean visiting my wife.
Some cold water in my face or walking out when it was cold. It shocks our nervous system. Our fight or flight kicks in.
So, all of these guys talk about this. I'm too much of a wimp to do it. Have you ever tried the cold stuff?
I used to do
Taking a cold shower?
cold it's some like pretentious name like contrast shower, I think it was. I got into that when we still worked together at Patreon.
Yeah.
Because I was having just like, fatigue, but also I was almost always late to work. I was like a little all over the shop, and I
Yeah.
wanted something that activate. Tell you what, mate, it does work, but it feels a little like chiropractic, where it works in the moment because it's just like a satisfying thing that does. I didn't feel as though my day was made better as a result.
Right.
It felt like a nice way to kind of spice up my morning and a kind of a fun thing to get better at. but I don't do it anymore, and I don't feel worse the whole day because of it. It feels very like what are those things? Nootropics.
Yeah.
Feels like taking a nootropic and being like, I'm working on my cool brain.
Yeah, I agree.
It's grind culture, I feel like.
It is always grind
It's like
culture.
unpleasant, so it's cool.
This guy's for sure on he's for sure juicing, right?
Yeah, and this also looks, is this like Good Morning America? What does this say?
Yeah, I don't know.
We're at a cellular, electric alive state. I obviously do some prayer and meditation every single morning. I've still not touched my telephone. So there's a rule, there's 30 minutes I cannot touch my telephone when I wake up. That's the hardest thing to do in the world and the thing that could benefit you the most, because whatever on that phone, you have to react to. And typically it's stuff that's not great. And so I don't touch that. I do my meditation and my prayer, and I do some stretching.
It's a little bit of a self-report. I know what he's trying to say. He's like, social media has a negativity bias or whatever.
Emails.
But I feel like when I look at my phone, I'm laughing. I'm laughing my ass off at the fucking boba guy. At Baba's.
I think maybe this guy needs to curate his notification center a little bit.
Yeah.
Or hey man, put on Do Not Disturb. How about that? And don't look at your emails until you're standing up. You know what I mean? There's a little, but you see, these little disciplines like that aren't marketable. They're not cool in the way that every morning I wake up and put a bunch of needles in my head. I jump off a cliff directly into the ocean. I visit my fish wife. I set myself on fire.
Every day I break my phone in half. Because no piece of technology is going to drive my life.
Also,
okay?
how often does this guy get in a cold plunge if it's every day? He's cold plunging 3 times.
He's always cold. Yeah, it's a secret.
Is he showering a quarter of the time, technically?
In fact, every week he spends a full day in the shower.
And then at that point, I allow myself to enter the world after I've got my state controlled. And I work out every morning, except for Sundays. I work out every morning.
When Sunday, mate? Which Sunday of the 4?
Yeah. Which of the 3 Sundays?
God, I can't stop dwelling on that. Because that's mental. That is mental. Saying it with... If it weren't for the fact that there's all these obvious, very sincere posts now, that would be a very funny parody.
Oh, yeah.
Just being I rise and grind so hard that I never sleep. I'm like a cheese grater. I'm grinding off my own head. I'm ground. Crappy day? Do this. What?
Crappy day. Anything that could go wrong has gone wrong. Technology broke down. Important meetings rescheduled.
How does he simultaneously look like Alex Jones, Joe Rogan?
It's wild.
The Undertaker.
It's like Rorschach's mask. Just shifting around.
Like Dr. Phil. He looks like all these people at
He's
once.
the physical manifestation of a podcast.
Yeah.
1 or 2 totally unexpected things that were crap. So
What is with this audio?
It's crazy.
It's like his mic or something.
It's crazy that he would have listened back to it and gone, there's nothing wrong.
Yeah.
This is intended.
3 things. 1, just it helps you. 1, I'm trusting my normal process. I'm not getting off my process. 2, I went and worked out an extra 20 minutes, changed my physiology, changed my state. And now when I'm working, I just put on really music that inspires me. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I put on some really music.
Yeah, okay, this isn't bad. Nice.
This one's all right.
This is fine.
This one, all I've got to say is making fun of some of his phrasing, and I fuck up phrasing all the time. Hey, come on now.
Yeah.
Sometimes I fuck up so bad I sound British.
Yeah, dude. I don't know what to tell you about that. Overcome your hidden addiction to achievement.
If you're not at least at multiple 7 figures in this world, you are still broke. Trust me. You need to be in a big damn hurry. Time is running out on you. There's 86,400 seconds in a day.
For you. Yeah. For me, there's 250,000 seconds in a day.
It almost seems unfair, doesn't it? He's got so much more time. It's not fair.
Did I do the math right? These are the questions my brain asked me.
But I guess there's fewer seconds in a day.
No, but there's more. Because I was just tripling it in my joke. Because we were saying 21 days.
It's not fair. He's cheating. Stop lying to yourself. Wait, what's the emoji?
259,000. He's still got it.
What's the emoji he's using? Oh, it's the Pinocchio growing nose emoji.
Oh, yeah.
That's fun.
The separator between me and you and people that win and lose is what we do with those seconds. And you're too slow. You're
Typing.
too cool. You're too casual. You think too much.
You're too happy. You're too unbothered about making multiple 7 figures.
You're spending time with your son.
You're gardening. You're my grandma. Why are you not richer, grandma?
You're having dinner. You're sleeping.
How are you happy like this?
You're at the gym. You're coming.
So
You're going home and you're coming. That would be so sick. That's his speech.
he comes back around.
Can you imagine I'm in heaven? My Schwarzenegger is criminal.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Kermit. That was Kermit.
I'm coming. I'm coming. Mate, why is mine so bad? What the fuck? It's like the most prolific impression in the world. Why can't I do that?
I can only do Schwarzenegger going. Yeah. So what's funny is that he did that, right? But then he also made a video called "Overcome Your Hidden Addiction to Achievement."
There's one addiction that I see become so prevalent in our culture today that I do not see being discussed in the business world or in the personal development, the self-help world, because it's a scary topic to touch on. There can become an addiction to achievement that
Yes. Why do you think that is, Ed Milet?
Who do you think's
just told
promoting
us
that?
we're not fucking working hard enough when we don't have multiple 7 figures.
Why is he never in the same location twice? What is this?
He's on the grind. He's on the move.
He's one of the top 5
He's
speakers.
coming. he's giving a speech. He's coming.
He's grinding. He's coming. He's addicted to Xbox Live.
He's addicted to coming.
becomes very unhealthy. If you're always focused on the product you're producing and the achievement that you must have, you lose focus over the
An achievement like making multiple 7 figures, I might.
Waking up 4 times a day or
These
whatever.
are back-to-back Instagram posts. I don't fucking stand, dude. You are implanting this in fucking 2.6 million followers' brains.
Hey, you've got to stop buying this heroin from me. You why
Yeah,
do you
this
keep
is-
doing this? And while he loads the needle,
Yeah.
you got to stop taking this stuff, man.
There's a John Mulaney bit in his newest special about how he was in rehab and he asked his drug dealer, hey, how did you become a drug dealer anyway?
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, I wasn't one, and you just kept asking me for drugs.
I've noticed this thing on Instagram recently where like I can't use TikTok, it melts my brain. But I see reels on Instagram and they're okay with me because it's not reel after reel. It's like a reel and then an image. And then
Yeah,
an
I
image.
agree. That's claustrophobic.
I don't know if this is my perspective because I'm a woman, but I feel like comment sections right now fucking hate women. It's like everything I see is like a woman dancing on a boat and then the comments are whore, attention seeker, women tea. And I had assumed it would be getting better over time, that like we would maybe start liking women more. I feel like it's getting worse.
They're a more professional misogynist than ever
Yeah.
before. The grift is taking people that just
And it, like-
hated women into loathing.
and making them millionaires. And there's all this stuff where like people will interview a woman on the street and be like, how much does a guy have to earn to
And then they
date you?
selectively
and they
pick-
only pick those ones.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is not what most women are doing. Why do these videos keep fucking getting views?
Wow, $80,000 a year, that's not enough for you? Women are so unreasonable.
It's
Their
insane.
standards are so
They
unfair.
have this like this wedding ring one that I commented on once where someone was like, you know, oh, it's got to be like 10K. And I commented, I don't even remember why, but I was like, I would not care the value of a wedding ring as long as I felt like it was personalized. You can give me a $10 wedding ring, but as long as I felt like you thought about me when you bought it,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
give
yeah.
a fuck.
Yeah.
And I got DM'd, men were so upset that they were like, sure you fucking do. Like so
That's
angry
not
about
true.
it.
Now, I don't know any women, but that one I saw.
Just got real out of hand
It's-
real fast.
Do they not think there are people that feel? That's the weird thing. Is the comment is always this. This is why we need racially segregated schools. And I'm
Yeah.
like, sorry, did you not think there were unlikable black people? Did you just think it was they were everyone?
You just see one and
10%
you're
of
like,
anyone.
Yeah.
Like it's so out of control in a way that I was like, holy shit, like I really like I knew sexism was a thing, but now you
No,
just
it's become an
fucking hate
internet.
women.
It's like such a moment
It's
on the
chic
internet.
now.
It's
Yeah.
chic. It's. I mean, there's a huge market for it because of your Andrew Tates of the
right,
world.
and that's why the videos where they're like, how much money do you have to earn, just keep getting views. Like it's like these people are enjoying consuming content where they hate women.
I think
It's,
Tate has made a really
Huge impact.
His dent is weird because it's the same demographic as the 2010s grifters of a Ben Shapiro, a Jordan Peterson,
Right.
a Dave Rubin, any of these guys. they coded professional and they coded themselves as intellectuals.
True.
And then now, well, I think like the Andrew Tate audiences realize, especially the younger ones, is that like, you know, while a Jordan Peterson guy has to say like, well, in fact, if you were to look at the data, and instead the Andrew Tate guys can go, I'm going to kill you with karate.
I know.
I'm going to punch you into space.
Literally, like I remember back in 2018, I think was probably the last time I made tech videos. I used to
I just
talk
saw a RuneScape video you made the other day.
very early on in my YouTube career. I would talk about tech stuff. I was working as a software engineer,
Yeah,
so I
I knew
was
that.
talking about that stuff. And I remember getting this comment from someone that was like, "I'm a black woman," or they're like, "I'm a black girl. I'm 16 or 17 or something like that. Do you think that I would be able to do this career?" And when I first saw the comment, there was already a thread of replies. And one of the top replies was, unfortunately, the IQs for black people are in the lower percentiles, and for women, it's also low. So just based on the combination of that, I don't think it's a good idea. And it was like the Reddit intellectual, where it's like all of this is what you're describing is bunk and fake.
Fucking hell.
Have you heard of pair bonding?
No.
So there's this theory that the more partners a woman has, her ability to bond with the next one will weaken over time. So the more sex a woman has, the less and they're like, it's science. Pair bonding is science. Like, no, it's fucking not.
Sex is a zero-sum game. You have 200 sexes to have.
And then you can't fall in love anymore. And I just keep thinking with so many of these things, and I think this is fully Andrew Tate, is all like there's like a woman's over 30, she's used up, you don't want her anymore, she's not malleable. All you're constantly admitting to is wanting to be able to manipulate someone.
True.
If a woman's over 30, she has the experience to know she's being treated like shit. In theory, if she's had more partners, she understands her own boundaries better. And so you're like, she's a slut, and therefore she won't love me.
It's like when people are like try and debate the age of consent, but they aren't saying, "Oh, I want to date somebody under X age." What they're saying is like, "Hey, I'm just playing around. I'm just throwing numbers.
It's just science."
Me personally, I would never. But peak fertility.
Yeah.
And like, okay, but why do you care about? Why is this the fight you're having? Why are you not like, if you want a sample size, pick and choose? I'm sure you could find some like women over 30 you don't like, or like that there's embarrassing footage of or cringy stuff. It just happens to be pretty much always people the same age as whoever is criticizing them.
Yep.
It's the girls at my school or the girls at my college or my job or my...
It's just the girls who didn't want to fuck me is really what I think it is.
Which believing that stuff means everyone.
Yeah, true. Ain't nobody want to fuck you.
It's I mean, Andrew Tate and his brother, like, they had like guides on how to like remove a woman from their network. Basically like manipulate them, and by kind of making them the only person that they could get any sort of support from. And it's like so gross, but that is always you always feel that in the subtext of those like Manosphere type guys. I got a really interesting, I wasn't sure I really wanted to talk about this, but like somebody wrote this long post on my subreddit, and one of the things that they said, it was critical of me, and if you want to go, you can read it, you can, but they deleted their account because like no one agreed with them, and I kind of felt bad because I didn't see it for like weeks. But one of the things they said was they were like, I turned a blind eye when Jarvis and Jordan turned that blackface show into a series, or Jarvis's content.
Sorry, what?
Oh, it's a show called Black White. It's
you left this post.
You did what?
Bookmark that. And the other
you
thing,
would love it.
Oh God.
The other thing, it was like, and they and he makes content out of people who hate women. Why would he do that with so many female fans? And I'm like, I don't. Like, I'm making fun of them.
I got that with Andrew Tate too. I made an Andrew Tate video and people are like, why would you spread his word? I'm like, well, okay, I know that I probably have a crossover with the audience he has, to be honest. I probably have some young men. Right. And if I'm being like, don't be like this guy, that's better than just letting him get in their feet.
Well, that's the thing. And it's not like, I'm not trying to say that I'm have this holier than thou purpose or anything like that. But I do think in the entertainment landscape, it is valuable to give kind of tools for poking humorous holes in these arguments that these people are making.
Yeah.
Because if you can turn it into entertainment and you can figure out something to laugh at, then it can start to take the teeth away and make it seem like young men feel persecuted.
I do think we are failing young men in a number of ways, to be honest.
And the thing is, it's very... There's a sect of people who will disagree with that. And the sect of people that will say, these men have everything, the patriarchy, blah, blah, blah. Which I also understand that side of the argument. But the
entitlement is not justified. We are failing young men.
Yes.
We're failing everyone in
also
nuanced
true.
ways.
Yeah.
Like materially. Like there are boys that feel uncared for by society.
Can't express their emotions. Their dads are still telling them they're girls. Like,
Most of them are not. When they say like, I can't get laid and that's not fair, they're not really talking about sex. Because they don't have sex. They don't care. What they're talking about is success and like feeling
and
like
acceptance,
feeling
and validity.
attractive, and it's
Yeah.
completely unacceptable and unreasonable. But these are not like not criticism is the incels are virgins. Like that's the point. They're not criticizing like, this thing that I love to do.
I can't do anymore.
You've just never done it.
Yeah.
It's so hard to
You
talk.
like the idea of being someone that has sex.
It's so hard to talk about because I think a lot of people, especially on the left, will like laugh at this concept that, because it's something that the right will cry like we're failing our young boys. It's like that meme, that Jordan Peterson meme.
These young men.
Yeah, but the material reality is that there are boys who are lost and they're looking for answers, and they find people who speak with a lot of authority that seem to back up their beliefs with evidence.
Yeah, they make some shit up.
Or
but they say it with conviction.
Yeah, they say it with conviction.
I said it very loud, so I think I'm right.
Yeah, and
I did karate.
I think that
That's all we need.
trying to create spaces that don't immediately shoo away those people, and it is hard, but I think it's like a noble effort. Like personal experience, I was one of those guys when I was like in high school that was like, I'm just a nice guy, like girls don't like me because I'm too nice or something like that. I need to be a bad boy or something, but I didn't take it out on anyone. It was like more just like I would be depressed about myself, like within in my room. And there was kind of like this like fork in the road, and
I've heard many guys say that, to be honest. Like many men I know who are like, I could have gone hard down that route and it wouldn't have even been that difficult, but I just didn't hate women, so I didn't go that way.
Well, it's like
I was coin flipped.
Turns out I liked my mom.
It's like I was raised by only women in my life. It's like I was raised by my mom, and I was raised by her sister, and I was, raised by my aunt, and like they were all good people. I was like, I don't think hating women is like the answer. But when I shared this in a video about the subreddit True Rape Me, which is a subreddit where incels post photos of women that they've seen on the internet or know in real life and pretend that they're them in order to insult them. Yeah. 6 out of 10 overrate. It's so funny. You're banned.
Wow. Also, why wouldn't you date me? I'd like to.
Yeah.
So I talked about this. I shared a little bit of this, and disproportionately, I got so many DMs. People like, I'm in high school. I'm a guy. I feel like this. I have this issue with my self-image. How do you fix it?
Yeah.
And I don't like, there's not like a panacea. There's not like a silver bullet, but it really, it's like I'm making entertainment at the end of the day. But at the same time, I am, if sharing my experience and sharing my worldview through that entertainment is offering some sort of olive branch to people
for them to not go to Andrew Tate,
right? But not at the expense of supporting, the LGBTQ plus,
right,
like members of our community, or the women in our community, then it's like everybody can kind of coexist and you can coexist together. That's like the thread that you're trying to thread, because you don't want to make one side angry that you're not going hard enough about these guys, but you don't want to make another side feel uncared for and kind of further, it's like in a thumbnail, if you just go like Sneeko sucks, then there's going to be some Sneeko fans that are like, oh, this guy's just one of those haters. Sure. And Sneeko does suck. So maybe that's not the angle that I go in at, but I'm sure there's more nuance. There's more issues on the fringes that, we can discuss or talk about and kind of open that
I was
dialogue.
part of one of the AOC streams in 2021, 2020, I don't remember, that I think Hassan was helping to put together. And the one I did, I'm pretty sure XQC was on as well. And so it was like, I don't know, a bunch of streamers, AOC, Hassan, XQC, and people were angry at me for doing a stream with XQC, who I still don't really know very much about, to be honest. And I asked AOC's reps, I was like, people are upset about this. I don't really know this guy or what he's done that people are mad about. And they said that I think the idea was probably in discussion with Hassan, or I'm not sure who to assign it to, but that they didn't want to just alienate his audience as well. They were like, well, if we're doing this and the point is to raise money for these causes because they were charity streams, why would we not try to also get the audience that's maybe on a slightly more right fringe into that as well?
And young boys. He is the opposite side of the funnel that is saying hey, I'm XQC and I'm hanging out with these people. Right. It's very weird to...
So you could just exclude him, which I think is what the people who are mad at me wanted.
And he could have said no. But he is no, I'm going to hang out with
and they're we want those people to see that. It was okay, I get that. I don't know what decision I would have made if I were the organizer there. Especially because the people who were upset with me were almost entirely people of color. And I was oh, there's clearly something has happened that I'm too privileged to be aware of.
It would literally be if somebody walked up to us while we're sitting here and went hey guys, get fake gamer, right? And we're hanging out. What do you think we think?
I'm just fighting for ethics and games journalism.
Yeah, dude. It's very nuanced. See, that's what the hate guys have freed everyone of, is oh no, you don't need a reason.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have to reframe this thing that really doesn't make sense.
You don't have to pretend to care about anything.
You just have to do planks and yell at a barista for calling it a venti or something. That's it. Film them.
It's a better world. You're right.
It's actually
it's a weird time online, and this is one of those situations where we're a lot of stuff online isn't real. A lot of the things that people get upset about and yada yada is not real. But I think that this is a very real thing, and it shouldn't be ignored because I remember, I don't know if it would be okay for me to share this, but a friend, I'll just say a friend, I was talking to a friend who has kids, and they were I learned about Andrew Tate, Sneeko, from my kids at the dinner table.
Damn.
And I'm
that's scary.
Oh, that's scary. Yeah. And it's this is happening. And some people will go, well, what's the big idea? I mean, Andrew Tate just wants men to be confident. And it's that's not the whole story.
And that's the dangerous part, is he sometimes says things that are kind of true. Yeah. And that's what, there was something where he was if I go out and it rains that day, I'm not allowed to be mad at the universe because I got wet. I didn't have the foresight to bring an umbrella. And I was you know what? If you start with that, I can see why people are
Jordan
interesting
Peterson
frame
says,
of
clean
mind.
your room. Yeah.
Hey, you should
you should work out and be healthy. That's things that we're all in support of.
Maybe you should improve your quality of life.
And then he's but also fuck bitches, get money.
Literally, it's the whole, look at this horse. We've made this beautiful horse, and the horse is working out and eating healthy and going to sleep on time. Come in.
Then the horse beats women.
Yeah. Oh no, inside the horse. Oh fuck.
Yeah, it's tough because the gateway makes a lot of sense and then just so quickly escalates. And I don't know what the solution is. I don't know. Again, I had always assumed that women hating shit would get worse, because I think in my career it has gotten better. Like, I used to be accused of like not even really liking video games at all, playing video games for attention. That happens like occasionally, but a lot less often than it used to.
Well, you know, people go into games journalism for the money.
Right, exactly, and
course.
all the attention
Looking
and
for it
accolades.
to
pretend to like
so
it.
funny. Attention from gamers.
Yeah, you want to
also-
get
there's
hit
so-
on at PAX, and then you want to.
There's so many easier ways to get attention than to make a review of Starfield. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And
I remember seeing constant shit about like, yeah, Jessica Negri's pretending to like games, and I'm like, sorry, she's spending thousands of dollars and hours to make cosplays, to then go to events, traveling to those events.
for attention, it's nuts. You can
'cause
do so many
you're
things
the-
for attention.
For whose? For this?
For you?
What you're getting right
It's also
now.
like even basic, like even people who don't particularly love attention, every human needs attention. Like that is a human need. It's such a
Yeah.
weird thing to criticize. And it's so often just directed at women in a way that like I don't see men get accused of being attention seekers very often.
Right, like a dude posts a shirtless gym photo,
Yeah,
and
no
no
one's
one
like,
goes, he's just looking for
"Attention
validation. Yeah.
But
Oh, he's just wearing like that tight shirt for looks.
Yeah.
For women.
Yeah.
But that has gotten better, but I still like more than anything probably on YouTube get I don't want to hear a woman talk about video games or a woman doesn't know what she's talking about. I get that like almost every single day.
Interesting.
Like it's so frequent that I'm like, okay, it's improved, but it's still a thing. Whereas now I'm seeing like stuff in reels that like I assume is directed at younger audiences where I'm like, oh, it's maybe is getting worse. And like I literally don't know what the solution is. Like because if women talk about it, you get accused of being a professional victim or you get accused of being an attention seeker. So you can't actually talk about any of the kind of shit that's going on.
Yeah.
But then if you're silent, it propagates itself. Like I literally don't know what we're supposed to do other than be like at least I feel like women have each other's backs more and more. Like that is getting better. Like
And at least like there's at least like we are making fun of these people.
there is a counter movement that exists.
Yeah, because they are comical. Now, it's not.
Yeah.
It is very insidious, but there's this super like transparent version of it now. Like instead of dog whistling, it's just yelling.
Big dumb babies.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
I think I also don't know the answers here. One thing that I think about, especially because there's so many young boys on the receiving end of this, like they're the ones consuming this content.
Right.
Yeah, they clicked on your thumbnail to say, "I don't want to watch this."
Yeah.
And
Not interesting to me. I'll watch it, but like,
Yeah.
and I do
Shut up, woman.
You walked into my house.
Yeah.
also 40 minutes in, I actually know you're wrong
Yeah.
about this.
I think one thing that I try to remind myself is that a lot of these people are young, and so their strong opinions weakly held, and they have malleable minds.
True. I thought some stupid shit when I was a teenager.
Right, and I've now been in the game for like, I think I've been making YouTube videos for almost 6 years, or I think 6 years as of, holy shit. Anyway, and over that time, I've now had people who I'll get DMs where they will DM me, and the last time they DM'd me was 3 years ago, and 3 years was an eternity in their own
I've
development.
had apologies from people who were like, "Oh my god, I just saw the last message that I sent you. I'm so sorry. I'm 18 now."
No,
and I was like,
literally.
"Oh, you are a 15-year-old boy."
They're like, I don't know what I was saying 3
Yeah.
months ago or 3 years ago. And they'll also go, I really didn't agree with you about this, that, and the other thing, but I've reflected and I'm not doing anything. It's like in most of the cases I didn't even respond.
Yeah.
And I think that is cool. And it also gives me some hope. I'm not like carte blanche. This is I have all the hope because everyone will change their minds.
No,
eventually.
but you might be right that maybe I'm being like too cynical and that I'm like everyone's fucking doomed. But maybe
I don't
it's
think
not.
I don't.
Very
I think
healthy
you're
amount
very
of
valid,
cynicism.
actually. Yeah.
Plus, you're always going to have a scope into stuff like that. Like as
Yeah,
a
you
general
were seeing
sentiment.
the women hating firsthand.
Yeah.
And it can be,
That's
and it's
totally
direct.
true.
Like when you get a bad comment, like the flavor of it, like I can't receive a women hating comment. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's like, or if I do, it's like when we
Yeah.
collaborate with women, or if I have women on my channel, the comment I get is shipping us, which is another thing. That's annoying.
Yeah.
But yeah, or being uncharitable to a woman and them not understanding where that's coming from. Like, oh, why do you think the woman guest talks too much or is annoying?
Yeah, I had that once where I got accused of cutting people off too much, which I certainly do. but I did an insane thing and tallied it because I kept getting
You
those
tallied
comments.
it, not the comment?
Yeah, I
Oh,
tallied it. I got the comments on IGN, and so I tallied 5 separate episodes of this show. I cut people off the least. And it was a recurring comment, agreed she does it too much, agreed she does it too much. Alana, I just wish you'd let someone finish a sentence. I fucking tallied it. I did it the least of all 4 of
I
them.
mean, they're talking about like the exchange rate, right? Like you get the exchange rate on woman coin is very low. You are not
but
allowed
woman
to.
spoke too much.
We got to talk about woke.
Brother,
I can't believe these videos exist. It feels like a parody from like 2016.
I literally thought it was. Like I saw.
In
we
fact,
saw
I'm still not sure that it is.
like, this is too funny.
I'm still not sure that it isn't.
Oh, the Chad face cover
Like,
photo.
it's got everything. It's got like the silhouette. It's got the silhouette thing. Is he
classic.
Is he in a spacesuit?
Dude,
Yeah, it looks like a space helmet.
classic silhouette, including the facial hair and glasses of the owner of the channel.
And a skull, right? So
And
it's
a
his
skull.
half is his face and half is skull.
Well,
Is
half
that
is the
what's happening?
pussy.
Well, usually I go to the banner because like the banner gives me an idea of what type of Chad you are. Oh, there it is.
So badass, dude.
There it is.
Some of the center of his face.
Yeah, it's like the least. It's like the most Chad parts of his. You had to get the cheekbones and like the brow line, and otherwise no other part of his face.
None of his muscular neck or huge jawline. But
Yeah.
we skipped that. Oh, that's these are amazing.
Yeah, these thumbnails and titles, like it feels like parody. Can we just go to all
Oh
videos?
my god.
Let's
Knock a few titles out here.
Gross. 2 dudes kissing. Gross.
What's the most popular video on this channel? Who killed
masculinity?
The pussification of video games.
Oh.
Why are video games so gay now? Oh, dude, this person is okay. I feel there's an issue that I have with titles and thumbnails where you sometimes feel like you're just doing keyword soup. And the fact that they just put out a video called DEI the Game, and then a video 6 months ago called Is This DEI the Game?
Saying that Skill Up is super woke and that they're woke.
I feel like we should watch Why Are Video Games So Gay Now?
Sorry, just to
Or Who
look
Killed
at it.
Masculinity? Wait, no, Who Killed Masculinity?
You know what? You can tell by the thumbnail because they don't make Call of Duty games anymore.
Oh, they don't, right?
Yeah, they got rid of those.
Jacob,
and
could you
replaced it.
Google like list of Call of Duty games by year?
It's probably like one per decade, right?
Yeah, like maybe just 1 or 2
They wouldn't hire
every
multiple.
century.
Yeah, they wouldn't hire multiple studios so that they can come out every single year.
No, yeah, they wouldn't just put them out in 2024, 2023, 2022,
Mobile version as
2021,
well.
2020, 2019, 2018,
In the
2017, 2016, 2015,
A lot of them set in the 70s,
2014,
actually.
2013, 2012, 2011,
Oh,
2010,
and then 3 mobile versions.
2009, 2008,
here.
2007, 2006, 2005.
But 2008.
Oh! They skipped 2004.
Lazy. That's actually when it began, was after Call of Duty 1.
Just kidding. They put out Call of Duty United Offensive and Call of Duty. They actually put out 2 games in 2004.
Really close. But you
Okay.
can imagine they missed it. You know what I mean?
So you could imagine that if they had not put out 50 Call of Duty games
Sure.
in the last
If
20
something
years,
else had happened,
if something completely different had happened, there like wouldn't be any Call of Duty games.
you can imagine that, right?
We got to watch this one next, by the way. 2005 military games versus 2025 military games. But first the
That's what happened to the army, dude.
Anybody else feel like
okay. Oh, it's one of these.
Come on.
Does anybody else feel like masculinity has slowly been drained from modern video games?
Finally.
I was looking at recent staff photos of Ubisoft and Halo Infinite.
Why were you doing that?
Okay, wait. There is absolutely no way that this is not a photo from, like, say, a careers page
Yeah.
about
They're
the
like
women of Ubisoft.
women of Ubisoft org or something like that.
And by the way, it's a room of exclusively white women.
Yeah.
There is, but because of DEI, dude.
That because of DI. Well, that's why they have their hair blue, because it's colored. So after scouring the internet for the source of this image, we learned that this is definitely not from Ubisoft.
It's from a Quebecy careers, several different a Quebecy careers pages.
Is Quebecy how you say that?
Quebecois?
Quebecois.
Some XQC style pages.
Yeah. But anyway, it's just, I feel like he just Googled women with blue hair in photo.
I think he Googled scariest thing to me.
Okay.
Nightmare I'd have.
White liberal women have no interest in masculine, manly, male characters.
This image actually that's about to come up is notoriously an image from like a 343 event. This one gets passed around a lot. Now, if you have a child's mind, which, you know, is for the audience of somehow adults, but with children's mind, this is scary, right? Women.
Right.
But
yeah, okay.
they have never worked. They have never been amongst a community.
Right.
Do they think 30 people made Halo Infinite? That game is in development for 180 years.
I just don't understand how, like, if you see
There it is.
a group of women who work at a company together taking a photo, your instinct is these are like, you had women work on the game, so it's bad. Mm-hmm. And
because they didn't use
this
to.
Isn't even like, you don't even know what roles have these people. These people could be in fucking accounting.
Yeah, this could be just the admin area.
Yeah.
They have no idea.
Like, not that that matters, by the way, but I'm just saying, like, even in the world that they are imagining, where it's like, a woman's place is at the reception desk, it does feel like, oh, you have a female receptionist? This is why video games are woke
They
now.
got in the way, huh? They grabbed the TV and grabbed the controller.
The reason why I know this video is for babies is because anyone with critical thinking skills would be like, I don't think there are any all-female game design companies.
Yeah.
Sadly, I wish there were, but there aren't.
Not at a AAA scale, at the very least.
So all of these women together, there's no way that they all worked on Halo Infinite
And 343 is...
and no one else did.
And no one else did.
343 has had the license for Halo for over a decade at this point, which would make them have started back when he said games were good. And every single 343 Halo was bad.
If I was this guy's English teacher, I would fail him based on the fact that you've given no supporting evidence other than a picture of people vaguely connected to your point.
Catcher in the Rye and its photo of the book.
Yeah,
Well,
that's my essay.
If you'll notice, one of them has a Dungeons and Dragons shirt on, and it's got gay rainbow,
oh, dude,
gay flag,
dude,
trans
get that
gay people
shit
bad.
out of here. No, not in my masculine video games. I didn't sign up to I didn't sign up to the consensual Call of Duty draft of every year since 2003 to be disrespected by the woke.
Me, a veteran.
Virtually speaking, I've served in many tours. I served in the Modern Wars. I served in the Modern Wars 2.
The Black Ops 4s.
Yeah, dude.
I fought.
I even served for the Global Offensive.
Dude, I fought in the Infinite Warfare,
Oh
if you
my
could
God,
believe it,
dude.
which took a while.
Dude, I fought for Reach.
Dude, they're afraid. That's what's so weird, is it's just fear. Like, they scan across. Look how fulfilled everyone is in the photo. Look at that one person there with the kind of pinkish purplish hair.
Mm-hmm.
Look how incredibly happy they are. Mm-hmm. They love where they are.
Because
they're amongst peers.
They're happy because they've ruined gaming.
That's
what
right.
they're actually like sleeper agents.
They hate it. Why do they hate games? Remind me?
No, just kidding. We've only got 19 seconds in. We haven't given them the chance to make their point.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stop judging a book by its cover.
Writing why this guy's bad.
And then a picture of the thumbnail.
Yeah, evidence.
Evidence.zip.
They wouldn't even know how to write one if they tried. This is why Rockstar, a company founded by men that at least in
So was
20...
Ubisoft. What are you talking
A company founded by men. This can't be real, though. This is like a baby's understanding of the world.
I find it so funny that he was like, women couldn't write men if they tried, and then every woman in a video game is like, ooh, big boobs.
Yeah, it's like
Ooh,
actually, if
look at
that
tiny
woman
arms.
was real, she wouldn't be able to stand.
Yeah.
Well, let's
the
leave her
most
alone.
Major back problems ever.
Wait a minute. Hey.
Lara Croft could not physically run or jump or swim.
I found something really fucking upsetting.
Say it ain't so.
Jacob, click the link I just sent you at your own risk.
Well, I'm just glad that Rockstar is around so that we can really get real games. You know what I mean?
Meet some of the talented women behind the games from Rockstar North. Dude, fuck. No!
But they didn't make Red Dead.
Please tell me none of them have blue hair.
One of them has red hair, I can see.
Oh! Purple!
Fuck, dude!
No!
Girl!
I actually always hated Red Dead 2, by the way.
Dude,
I changed my mind.
None of these women can write a game for Rockstar to save their lives. If they... Yeah, here we go in the comments. Nah, we're fucked. I see why GT6, I don't even fucking know the name of the fucking game I like. Dude, I'm so mad I couldn't even type the A.
Hey, dude, if you're telling me that 80% of the development team of GTA 6 are women's, we're done.
We're done.
This is why Rockstar, a company founded by men that at least in 2018 was still mostly run by men, created the magnum opus Red Dead Redemption 2.
There's a guy with a cowboy hat.
If you want to see the seismic shift away from masculine characters, honestly, all you need to do is play a few games from 2006, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Consider how many masculine
Google Sonic Frontiers release date. Or wait, no,
Sonic 06.
Wait, Sonic 06 release date. Yeah, Google Sonic 06 release date. Wait a second, that one came out in 2006.
But he's
the most masculine man ever.
Well, he's cool, and he has a child bride in that game for some reason.
Don't you play a woman in some of the Silent Hill games? And
stop talking about that.
No.
The funny thing about this is all of it.
Is this guy's brain?
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. The funny thing is, this is kind of like how people will complain about the old days, but it's really just that you didn't have your brain poisoned by like noticing whenever you saw a woman to be upset when you enjoyed things in the past.
If in like 2010 I acquired arachnophobia, and then I was like, remember 2005 before spiders?
Well, there
remember
were no
back when everything was okay?
Yeah,
and then they made them.
There were 7-legged hairy freaks, dude.
Yeah, which was fine to me.
Which is it doesn't trigger my arachnophobia.
It's like it's correlation, not causation, right? Or whatever. It's like I used to be not miserable, and now I don't love games anymore, and it's definitely not because I've lost the capacity for fulfillment.
Yeah, like I saw someone tweeting about how Mr. Beast was in the NBA All-Star game, which is a thing that happened.
That rocks.
And they were like, my friend Kofi tweeted, if this had been Dude Perfect, I think it would have gone over better. And then someone was like, Dude Perfect in the big year 2025. And then someone was like, they still get 1 billion views. You just grew up.
You're just from space.
You just are older now, and you think that, like, I sometimes get DMs from people that are like, wow, you're still around. Yeah, I didn't fucking die.
Wait, what would happen?
I like, did you just develop object permanence? I don't fucking exist when you, like, cease to exist when you're not thinking about it.
Did you think the views were you?
Yeah.
You thought that was all?
Yeah, it's like you're not, it's like, but people naturally do this, and I don't know why, but I feel like this is the most extreme version of it, where you use it to project your current perception of the world.
Yeah. What he said
contrasted with like your previous perception of the world.
You know what, like the phenomena is, and it's never an excuse, it's just more of like a something that ties it kind of together for me, is epidemic of loneliness and lack of communal like cohesion, right? And in this case, no, it's not the games that you liked more back then. It's the fact that your friends that grew up and got married at the time were still on Xbox Live. You could play with them and feel like you're in a community.
Yeah, it is. This is like our lack of third spaces has led to the wokeness in video games. I agree with you. I think that if I have an anxiety, of which I have many, there are little triggers that exist in the world that'll like trigger my anxiety, and I'll be like, ugh, I don't like that feeling, right? And these people who behave this way, in my view, have like Pavlovian conditioned themselves to the stimulus of seeing bright colors or women to making them think, because video games are bigger than ever. Yeah. They're more successful than ever. I think that because so many people especially with gaming, have placed so much of their identity in the identity of being a gamer that even the label being applied, like
still somehow,
like, because if you say, like, for example, in 2010, it was easy to trigger someone by saying someone who plays Candy Crush is a gamer. You know what I mean?
Doesn't count somehow.
That doesn't count. That's
in
actually,
a nebulous kind of way.
That's not the game, because that's not the type of games that I play. Now it is coded in the same, like this. I don't know Candy Crush, but like you know, this is it's Unity, but like it's Hello Kitty Island Adventure, so
it's
actually
not like a game. No, it's actually like different. Have you played Gears of War? You know that like classic cartoon image of a skeleton drinking something? It just goes like through their ribs and stuff immediately.
Yeah.
Instead of them digesting it, it goes straight to shit. It goes like, no, wait, why don't I like the feeling I'm having? Who did this to me?
The crazy thing is like how much fear there is just in the first 30 seconds of this video. It's like this is based out of fear.
This guy's like,
They're
not
scared.
Not to dog whistle, but my whistling didn't
Come here, boy.
So on Sad Boys, right? I'm thinking like, okay, put myself in the position of like the adolescent boy who is watching this content and is just taking this stuff at face value, and how does that impact their view of the world? And that's where I think the harm is, because if this is just like 30-year-old dudes in their own echo chamber of like women hating, there's only so far that can spread.
Because they don't have communities.
Yeah.
So it's not going to get to anyone.
But the fear is that when exacerbated by these algorithms that can like take an idea or a seed of an idea that someone has in their head and confirm that with false logic, Earth is flat type things. You know, it's like, oh, okay, the Earth is flat. Like I'm watching Love is Blind right now, and there's a guy who's like really into conspiracy theories, and he's like, have you heard of this? And it's like the emeralds of underneath the Egyptian pyramid of Teton or something like that. And it's like, I Google it and it's like the first thing is explaining where this hoax came from. And like
it created vaccines. Did you know that?
And I want to remain empathetic to someone who like clicks on a video like this, because the person who's making the video is exploiting that fragility and that kind of weakness in what I see as a weakness in a populace.
Yeah, that is not the part that's even worth the part worth challenging, right? Is like, well, people feeling insecure, that's kind of an unsolvable problem. At least that's like the water rises, the more people that get in it. Like the more people kind of acknowledge the truth and are a little bit more productive, the easier it's going to be for everyone. But right now, people are super stratified. They don't feel like they have connections or support networks by default. They want to build something like that, but they don't understand how. All of a sudden, nobody else is in the Discord server that I made that we used to play with. What's going on? They started dating someone. Well, then it's her fault and she sucks. It's
girlfriend debuff.
I get how this stuff starts. When people are like critiquing stuff like this, the thing they usually do point to is the people that are active online about it, right? The self-ascribed gamer guys, the people doing, there should be ethics in games journalism, yelling at people online. But I think a more insidious damage it's doing is to exactly the people you're talking about, is kids that aren't really posting. They're not that public. Maybe on a friend's Discord they're saying something, but the place that they're posting is to the people in their life.
And the worst thing about that is that someone who is otherwise normal and has a normal support system and normal group of friends and otherwise like non-objectionable beliefs or inoffensive beliefs is gonna listen to this, maybe become a fan of a channel like this because it confirms some underdeveloped thoughts that they had, and then at a party randomly be like, yeah, but I think that's because they stopped hiring men and they made games too masculine, and then everyone at the party is gonna be like, what the hell is his problem?
And they start eroding that friendship,
and then
the
it
only
pushes
explanation
them
they
further
have
away.
is like, well, why did this? Because I said the truth?
It's like when someone gets into QAnon and they're like, I've lost my entire friend group because no one is willing to acknowledge the truth. And it's like, no.
Or because of the Pizzagate. Pizzagate took my friends away.
It's not everyone else is crazy.
Why does everywhere I go smell like shit?
It's not that, right? Occam's razor, right? Like, okay, start with the simplest explanation. And is it more likely that if everyone has a chance, even if everyone had a 90% chance of being wrong, you would encounter so many people in your life that were wrong that the statistics would still be that you were more likely to be wrong than literally everyone else you meet in your life.
But it's what is it? It's almost like gambler's fallacy where you're like, well, I've lost 50 friends. I gotta keep going until I win. I cannot be wrong the whole time.
If you select for a community of gamblers, that's gonna exacerbate. That's gonna be like the fucking accelerator for those beliefs and behaviors.
I have had a handful, I'm sure we've all had people in our life, a handful of friends from childhood that, like, you know, ever since I moved here, it's been tricky to keep up with people, especially from my hometown. I went from home to college to here, so there wasn't a lot of reconnecting. And then when I do chat to someone, I'm like, hey, what's this person up to? And they're like, I haven't seen him in a while. Yeah. I'm like, oh, what about this guy? It's like, oh yeah, we hang out all the time. What about this guy? We hang out all the time. Then I will like briefly go back to the UK or get a DM from that person and then see what they're up to. And they are the one that got into Jordan Peterson. They are the one that has pivoted to liking stuff from the Babylon Bee. Yeah. It is never, well, my other friends really got into baseball and they hated baseball. It is always their passion that destroys the things around them.
Yeah.
But they like to pretend that they're being excluded. That you're ruining my games, not I'm ruining your time.
And that's like why I sometimes it's unavoidable because I see stuff like this and my first instinct is to clown on it for being stupid, but I don't want to alienate the people who do resonate with stuff like this because
it's a shame.
Because I don't want to be a person who's just creating a team and just doing team sports back and forth. The issue with things like this is it silos people off and removes them much in the way that an abusive partner might remove them from their loved ones or their support systems, and then they can only find support within this like sort of toxic.
Yeah, and I don't have any grievances with the 14-year-old that opens one of these videos.
Yeah, or the 30-year-old who's like opening their mind for the first time because everyone's on a different journey.
The thing that always hits me is, yes, there's like a tiny little piece of my, you know, trad mask trying to climb in there. It always will. It's always going to be a case of me like, you know, it's a tinnitus. It's always
well, there's a part of me that thinks I could beat all of them in a fight and also in video games.
Yeah. And then I go like, okay, well, the truth is it's not about who's a better representative of their gender identity, and it's not only about like who's a better advocate and ally of other people in their life. Those things can matter if it's something you value. But I'm just so much happier than all of these guys. And if that is the thing that you are prioritizing and this problem is making you miserable, I don't feel like you do. And I didn't solve it by tearing other people that are not involved down. That's what's so insidious.
It's really funny because it's like you could talk about it the same way you would as someone going, and then I found God and like I found like meaning in my life. But truly it's just like, let go of the hate.
Dude, and let go. And there isn't a step before that.
And that's the tough thing is like, I have this, you know, it's like I was playing a game recently and something was like, a thing was difficult for me that I hadn't practiced and wasn't immediately good at.
Yeah.
And there's a part of me that like felt bad about myself. And I'm like, I just have to let go because I'm the only one who is holding myself to this standard and this expectation. And it doesn't affect it doesn't actually affect anything in my life.
Dude, I went to a bar the other day and they had like Smash Brothers, right? They just had like little CRT, no, not CRT setup. I don't think they had Melee, but they were playing Ultimate, yeah. And it's been a minute, right? Since I dabbled, and Melee's my comfort zone even more so, though I do suck. There is some part of me that very, very, very briefly, I immediately lost. The other player was good. I did okay. Actually managed to get a genuinely skill-based Falcon, but I don't want to get into it. There was, Peeps is supporting, thank you. There is genuinely a part of me that like snapped for half a second. It like caught me, and I went in my head, this is bullshit because they wouldn't let me customize it so that I don't have jump up analog.
Oh,
because it
yeah.
makes that's suboptimal.
I wouldn't even play.
And it came in because I didn't want to set that because it got in the way, right? I'm here to play and I don't want to be a problem. But then I'm falling off the cliff and I grab my own arm and I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah.
I know. And it couldn't matter because what happened is that person had fun and ultimately so did I.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm at the arcade that has like Guitar Hero Arcade Edition that's based on Guitar Hero 3, and I click into The Metal by Tenacious D, and I start going and then as it keeps going, my forearm starts getting hot because I'm playing it on expert, and I haven't played Guitar Hero on expert since I was in high school, and my hands start cramping up, and I start messing up, and I'm like, no, I know I can do this. I can do this.
It's I'm a bad guy for this. Of course.
I can do it. I know, guys. Like, it's kind of. If I was playing with my own controller,
it's just been a while. I mean, also, that can be like, a noticeable for an expert frame delay when you're playing on the arcade. I don't want to get into it.
I can do Through the Fire and Flames. I promise. I could do it on expert. I know how to do.
You'll notice that the orange is extra firm, and I think that's because not a lot of people play on expert, so maybe they wouldn't understand that.
Right, and they put this weird plate on it because it's at the arcade and they don't want people to damage the controller. But what I'm saying is, I'm a valid man.
Yeah, and then you take a step back and you're like, oh, that was like nice. It was nice to play Guitar
No, dude,
Hero
it was
again.
fun actually to see you, and it was good. We should do this again sometime.
Oh, we should do it. You have red eyes from crying.
I had so much fun.
It was really good. Have you noticed that there's women?
There's something that happens where we start, we forget who we should be sort of like pointing fingers at.
Especially
it's like,
in America.
Yeah, like the 14-year-old boy or however old who watches videos like this, it's like, it's kind of not their fault, but this guy is at fault who's making the videos because he is actively exploiting the shame and fear and everything.
As much as I want to, I try my best not to blame the person who bought into the meme coin that got rugged.
We don't do gambling ads, not because I think like we don't have an audience that understands the context of it and can be like, well, no, they're getting the bag, that's good, but I'm not going to start gambling. But there will be people that watch this and go like, oh, I guess Jarvis and Jordan genuinely like gambling. Yeah. They must. They're doing the ad.
Even if the thing is, even if I did enjoy gambling, because I have tons of friends who do, like going to Vegas or like betting on like a random sports game or something in between friends, like there's a whole different line between promoting it.
And you can say like, well, that's not who our audience is. We're kind of like speaking in the sense that we would to adults. And like, right, but people that aren't are watching it, right?
Exactly.
You're really going to pretend?
Consider how many masculine military games came out in the 2000s. Medal of Honor, Call of Duty, Brothers in Arms.
These are
World War II. Operation Flashpoint, Rainbow Six, Ghost Recon, Splinter Cell. All of these games were starring men and had themes like brotherhood, duty,
because they're fucking
honor.
war games. Are you like a baby?
That's a child's interpretation of Brothers in Arms. They had themes about brothers, brothership,
Arms.
a Call of Duty.
Alexa, define
Splinters.
selection bias. Jesus Christ! Like this is like, what is your fucking media literacy aptitude? 0 negative number than that?
I wish they made even more military sim shooters now. Oh, they do by several thousand times?
Well, and like, why these types of games still exist? Why can't other games exist too?
There's nothing wrong with these games other than propaganda, but like
other than lots of things, but
other than lots of things, but like playing these games and enjoying these games as a kid, whatever. That like I have no. Whatever, I don't care. But like presenting that is like that was the bastion of masculinity.
It's just so silly.
Those games all still exist.
These exist. Many of them have sequels. Rainbow Six, fortunately, in the last few years, no games for about 10 years. Sad. Literally, not only do these games often get re-releases, I cannot fucking explain to you how many dad-style milsims, like military sim games, litter Steam. Open Steam and scroll once without finding one of them. It is stacked with them. The same way there's a million like hunting games that we don't play because they're not for us.
Also, hey consumer, you ever consider the fact that these games exist because of the market forces that allow for a video game market for you to buy into them? You were just a willing customer, and now that there are more customers to consume more media, there's more media that is available to more types of customers.
Customers who...
We live in a capitalist hellscape, and all you are is a fucking dollar sign to these people.
That's isolated yourself and won't word of mouth a game to anyone because you don't talk to anyone. So why would they possibly make that for you?
Right. So it's like the only reason that there are more games that appeal to more people is because there are more people playing games. There are just more games being made. This is a world where like there weren't that many games made. There, like if you look at the number of studios making games, there's just more.
So many more.
It's like being like, why isn't Elvis on the radio anymore? It used to just be that Elvis was on all the time.
Too much Kendrick is on and it's removed Elvis from the radio.
It's like, no, there's been a proliferation of genre and just the amount of games that exist in the world. There are, billions of unplayed games in Steam libraries. We talked about that
There
before.
are so many SWAT simulator games now. So many. Ready or Not was like one of the hugest games on Twitch for a while. But that was like a year and a half ago. It's basically...
Anyway, this episode is sponsored by War Thunder, a realistic military mobile game simulator.
That's
a real mobile game that this episode is not sponsored by. But
because of all the women that are involved with it.
But I watch enough RuneScape videos to get to get that ad.
I watch some gaming Let's Play and they're like, or like a video essay that's genuinely compelling, and they go like, War Thunder, by the way. You can blow someone up, and let me tell you,
and it's realistic vehicle combat. See, I'm like, I hate that my brain just attaches to because anything that's like a song, I'll remember. So it's a realistic vehicle combat. You can have like a tank and it blows up the way it should.
From the period accurate,
yeah.
But they don't have that anymore.
But yeah, it's like, so this is like, it doesn't ask enough questions. I would fail you on your like investigation. I would fail you on your supporting evidence. I would fail you on the lack of acknowledgement of bias in...
The reason so many of these games came out, including Medal of Honor and Brother in Arms, which are licenses that are defunct and or extinct, is because... Don't be pedantic, I know this. Relax. Is because Call of Duty was such a powerhouse that it was emulated. Also, they chose the Medal of Honor on PlayStation, the original. It was several years before. Anyway, now I'm pedantic. These games were coming out because the audience was so enormous, and then a lot of studios and publishers became disillusioned because they would arbitrarily like force in some kind of multiplayer mode, because Call of Duty 4 changed the game as far as that goes, and then nobody bought their ones because Call of Duty kept coming out. So then they went for a different demo.
Whenever a big thing is successful, everything operates on risk mitigation. Anytime that there's a project that takes many millions of dollars and many people to mobilize to make, there are so many cooks in the kitchen that it works on risk mitigation. The same thing happens in Hollywood movies, right? If I'm gonna put $200 million into a game, I want it to be the most paint by numbers thing that guarantees that we capture the audience that we expect to capture. Whenever something new sprouts up, by hook or by crook, by luck, every fucking music executive in the world, every A&R is looking for the next Chapel Roan when they weren't before because they were like,
they're woke,
okay, but Lady Gaga is weird. Okay, we need new weird girls. Boy bands. We've got Backstreet Boys. We need a Pepsi to their Coke. We need an NSYNC.
Because of woke in some way,
it's
somehow.
Like all marketing. Like this is just, you're like buying into. It's crazy because it's like back in my day, like it was just boys wearing blue shirts, and now they make like blue shirts for women as well. And like, what happened to the masculinity in blue shirts?
And that's the thing, is because what they can never say out loud, what they can never admit, is that the reason is as simple and insidious as it always was, is that people at an executive level, they have zero interest in your relationship with these games. Any product is produced cynically, including the stuff I like. But this arrogance that must be something insidious happening to you, and that having non-cis men involved in production of games, that it relies on the idea that, and I'm just going to say women because that's the bundle that they're using. What they mean is really just anyone that scares them. But realizing the idea that women are somehow like biologically mean. They want to ruin my game to make me feel bad. Not they don't care about what I care about.
Also, I want to say that like this is all like from the higher ups, right? Like, but once it trickles down to the people actually making the stuff, and these are like AAA titles that we're talking about, but once it trickles down to the people actually making the stuff, those people put a lot of love and care, blood, sweat, and tears into the stuff that they make. But the premise of this video is like the boys used to gather around and say, what kind of boy game do we want to make?
Let's hang out.
And then they're like, we want to make the boy game, but all these wokies are around, and now they won't let us make a big boy battle battalion, you know?
And they don't, this guy, I know that anyone attached to this kind of ideology, they also don't understand why they like this. They think, I was born a boy, so I like this.
Yeah.
No, you were conditioned to like this.
Yeah, and
you were played.
And now you're nostalgic for the past. That's relatable. That's what's relatable, is that, I really wish they made a Metabots game like the one on Game Boy Advance that I played when I was 12.
Why don't
that game was amazing.
I don't get new releases of Ninja Gaiden. I keep getting remasters of Ninja Gaiden 2 because Ninja Gaiden 3 didn't sell very well. It's not because people decided that I don't get ninja games.
Well,
because
they don't
hate
want to.
me.
They don't want to make Super Smash Bros. Melee 2 Electric Boogaloo because of
I saw a Japanese woman once.
Yeah.
And I think maybe she did it.
If there's any indie game designers watching this, listening, if you could make a Big Boy Battle Battalion the game, that would be really great.
These guys, you have an audience for sure.
No, but the thing about indie games is that oftentimes they're not as beholden to this. And so that's how you can have an Only Up or a Balatro or something where it's like a single developer and it proves its market viability because the upstart cost was achievable by, like a shoestring budget.
Yeah. And then like Celeste will come out, or Undertale was a target for a long time. Well, they go like, look how woke this game is. I'm like, dude, this didn't take resources away from something else.
Yeah,
if this didn't exist, you'd have the same other games.
Guys, Big Boy Battle Battalion 2 was canceled because all of our developers got swept away to do Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
But it's because game development, they only have 400 laptops.
Yeah.
So if Ubisoft is using them all for Kissing Boy Simulator 2025, you're not able to use it on I'm jacked and I'm cool.
It's more likely that those developers went to work on military simulators for the actual government than
that's true. Yeah.
Then
they got guns.
They're too busy making real military sim drone strike simulator for like the American government.
Instead of sticking with Square Enix and trying to emulate an American military game and making $180 a year because they're being underpaid because there's just crunch and abuse.
Why not play I'm Jacked and I'm Cool and Kissing Boy Simulator?
You don't get
You
it.
might like Kissing Boy Simulator.
No!
Dream Daddy.
I would not like
Dream Daddy.
I played some sexy dating sims when I was in like middle school, and I was like, I didn't know anything about anything, and I was like, let me try and rizz up these ladies.
I'm the
And
hero.
that's how you became the man you are today.
It was like this morning.
Yeah,
You guys walked in, and I was like finishing Monkey Madness 1 RuneScape quest on my Iron Man, and I was turned into a monkey. I created my various monkey gree-grees, and then became a Karamjan monkey. I went over to the Ardoin Zoo and tricked the zoo operator into putting me in the monkey pen because he was like, "How did you get out? You're supposed to be a monkey." And then I talked to one of the monkeys inside of the monkey pen. Took off the gree-gree, became a man again, and was like, "Mister, I'm trapped in the monkey pen."
Oh, yeah, mate.
And then he had to be like, "Oh, let me get you out of there." But really, I had smuggled a monkey so that I could take him back to Ape Atoll. Anyway, I won't get into it.
Think about it for once. But nobody like us are real gamer guys, so you don't get it.
But when I was
That's a game for guys.
But in middle school, I went over to Malcolm's house in the morning. Then I walked over to his computer and I loaded up Ganguro Girl, the Flash dating sim.
I remember that exact game.
Yeah. And then I made the tanned Japanese girls like me.
Jealous much?
They were anime
watch
style.
more of this video.
All right, we gotta watch more of this video. We made it 30 whole seconds.
Send me more fellas, please.
Almost all of these franchises have either been killed off, turned into multiplayer games, or went woke. I often wonder why so few modern games appeal to me. And I think another big reason is this. Everything is just so game.
Okay.
What's that? That's Apex Legends, I think.
Should we make
Valiant?
this our Sad Boys banner from now on?
Dude, everything is gay now is pretty funny. Gay games is the chapter title.
Why don't things appeal to me? I think it's because it's not because of woke. It's because you seem to only like war games.
Yeah, I think you have limited interest.
Broaden your horizons.
Well, the thing is, it's
Get
like
into war sims and shit.
It's like the thing that's actually happening is the standards being set in the moment. So when, like your Elvis example, it's like old guys complaining that there's no Westerns anymore.
Yeah.
It's because Westerns don't sell because you and your friends mostly died from old age.
Yeah.
This is like the demographic is always going to be expendable income, a demographic that will share games with other people, and a demographic that like has the hardware to play or at least the interest to do it and feels served by stuff, right? This is I look at this and I go like, oh look, they did the haircut. Oh look, they gave him the haircut that they always do, and that is me being critical of the delivery.
Yeah,
but it doesn't make me go like, and they've betrayed me.
When the Wii came out, did they say like video games are parents now?
Yeah.
Like video games
It's all
are
tennis.
It's all, dude. Everything's fucking Wii Sports now. It's because, but the Wii sold so well. With demographics that previously didn't own game consoles because it had a broader appeal. The PlayStation 2 sold well, not only for its gaming library, but because it was a affordable DVD player.
But games for boys, game only for boys.
It is such a solitary experience that this person is having
What a
that
life.
they are now projecting onto an entire industry and population.
Dude, I've used it as an example obviously before, but it really is it's shadowboxing, it's the yelling at someone and then they take their AirPods out. Like, I didn't even know we were having an argument.
Sorry.
So, what'd you say? And they're like, it's nothing, it's about work.
Think about it cynically. It's like, it's not it's not the Martin Luther King of video games going, we need to put, I had a dream where a black man was the protagonist of a video game.
And only him.
It's that Suits are saying, we're not selling in these demographics. Black Panther's popular. Maybe we make black characters that have the Killmonger haircut and only that for some reason.
Almost every character in these new games is either gay, lesbian, bisexual, trans, or something else.
Yeah, that robot included.
Oh, the something else, by the way, is cishet and straight.
Yeah, and you know,
which is, and it's still the majority.
Well, no, what they mean is, and something else, which is cis, straight, and black.
Dude, it's like well, the thing you left out is that the majority of them are still straight, and if you acknowledge that, then you wouldn't have an argument.
Yeah. Right. It's very telling
and
that
men.
They leave that out, but they also often don't reference race, and the reason is because everyone knows you're not supposed to say.
No, they don't see color.
Oh, really?
Or something else.
Yeah, well, some other
or something else
shit.
is such a weak final add to the list because it's a catch-all for everything.
I was gonna say, well, with the or something else, he kind of got the whole LGBTQ plus. He kind of did it.
Like, what happened to a masculine dude with a hot chick on his arm?
Oh, my
I
answer.
love the idea of
Duke Nukem Forever sold like fucking shit.
Yeah.
It made no money. It was famously the worst selling sequel of all time.
After being one of the most overhyped. Yeah, it's like the marketing for like id Software just like kind of after
silly.
creating a bunch of games.
What game was that?
Duke Nukem.
No, the gay one.
Oh, that was Apex.
Okay.
Apex Legends. Because Duke Nukem was Duke Nukem originally id Software? No.
Published by.
Can we look up?
I think published. Yes.
Duke Nukem.
That and Quake and Doom.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but I just want to.
Oh, 3D Realms.
3D Realms.
That is different, but.
Yeah, the like first two Duke Nukem games, good, and then they had one that was hyped, and then the IP got passed around because money reasons, because it's a product.
Which is why it was like this.
Yeah.
Also, this is not the resting point of humanity.
No.
Like, if you don't do anything manipulative, we all just settle down and go like, yeah, probably like a jacked guy.
Yeah, because like
That's normal.
Can we have this back? It's like when they made it, no one wanted it. That's the short answer. Yeah, sorry.
Only game developers need to stop putting gay stuff in games, and they need to fire every liberal white woman if they want us to ever buy a game again. Because I'm serious.
He's at the quiet part so loud. He screamed the quiet
Holy
part
shit,
out loud
dude.
into a fucking
They need to
quarry.
do fascism, please.
They need to cleanse the office.
Dude, can we please? I want my dude. It's like I want my Tindy so bad. Let's do fascism. Give him his 45 seconds. All right, let's see. How did you wrap it
Done
up?
with this shit. We're not buying these games. Like Phil Spencer is out here complaining about how people aren't spending as much money on games anymore. I guarantee if you give us hetero dudes hot chicks and games again and manly men, you will see sales go through the roof. Bring
You
back the
will
video games.
absolutely not, and I would bet you $1,000. Contact my DMs are open, dude.
Hey, bro. Also, you're buying games. I don't believe you.
If you guys give us hot manly fuck.
Yes, hot manly fuck. Give us that.
If you give me a fuck with a hot manly.
Give us.
If you give us those women's breasts that I love,
Oh, and I know exactly how they feel.
how they are to be around.
They're so nice to me.
We should fire them, by the way.
We should fire all boobs.
Fire every white woman so they can hold on to Duke Nukem.
I have this theory that in a few years we're going to see a turn back to the golden era of video games, and people are going to start buying games again.
When they made
I recently saw this crazy chart from 2023 that basically showed that people are only playing old games these days. Nobody wants to play anything that's new out right now because it's all woke and it all sucks. It's
Because
so bad.
it's all
So anyway,
woke.
guys,
I
let's all hope
recently
there's a
saw this
return of
chart and he showed us a headline. This man has no brain. Like, what do you mean?
No one
dude?
is playing games. Let me see the numbers on Marvel. Marvel Rivals. It's playing. Oh,
but it's so bright.
it's so bright and it's for girls. It's good.
Well, wait, I thought it was so bright in Valorant. But it's so for girls.
Dude, Apex and Valorant, they're not around anymore. They got deleted for being gay or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, do you know that?